everyone and welcome back. First of all, I want to wish you all a happy 2017. I know this year is going to kick some booty, so just buckle up and be ready for an amazing year. In honor of the new year and being a very special year for me as my debut novel, The Big F will be out in August. I am going to be starting a new segment that is called Happy Book Birthday. And I will talk about all of the books that are coming out on that Tuesday, whether they are debuts, whether they are books being published by authors who have been published before, whatever. I will talk about them for a brief minute. So if you are interested in seeing kind of like what's out there and want to add some stuff to your TBR, these will be like the best videos ever because it'll be a short little nugget about each book. To get things kicked off, today is Tuesday, January 3rd, and I am ready to wish all of you authors whose books come out today a very happy book birthday.
Happy book birthday to you. Happy book birthday to you. Happy book birthday, dear beautiful authors. Happy book birthday to you.
Okay, so the first thing on my list every time I'm going to highlight the debuts because I am part of a debut group for the 2017 young adult debuts. This is something else I should clarify. These are all YA because I write YA and I'm connected in that community right now. So these are all going to be YA. So first on that list, I'm so excited to read this book and I'm sure you have all seen it around BookTube and maybe already out on the shelves. I've seen some people already have access to it, and that is The 100 Lies of Lizzie Lovett by Chelsea Sidoti. The premise of this story follows a girl named Hawthorne, and she lives in a town where Lizzie Lovett has gone missing, and she never intended to be caught up in a missing persons report, and then she gets sort of wrapped into it and finds out that her theories about how she has disappeared may be more truth than fiction. And it just sounds really fun, and I've heard it has a really great voice and is a quick read, so I'm really excited to get my hands on that. I already pre-ordered it. And I think you guys should check it out too. And the second and last book on this day that is technically a debut for this author is Under Rose-Tainted Skies by Louise Gornall. This book follows Nora, and she has OCD and agoraphobia, and one day she's picking up groceries from outside on her porch and a bag tears and her neighbor comes to help her and they meet and connect. And the tagline for this is, she can't go outside, but can she let someone in? So I'm assuming it's like getting to know you, sort of like falling in love story, probably in the same vein as Everything, like probably similar. And I think it sounds really sweet. So definitely check that out if you seem interested. Alright, now I'm getting into books that aren't debuts. This one is probably one a lot of you are already looking forward to, and that is Wayfarer by Alexandra Bracken, which is the second book in the Passenger series. I'm not going to go into it because either you've heard of it or you can look it up, and I don't want to spoil anything for you by describing the second book. So Passengers is the first one by Alexandra Bracken. This next book I've been excited about since I heard about it. I'm a huge Josh Sundquist fan. If you've read his book, we should hang out sometime. It's great. He has his first work of fiction coming out today, and that is Love and First Sight, and it is about a boy who is blind and sort of his journey through high school and falling in love for the first time, love and first sight, and it sounds wonderful and I can't wait to get my grabby hands on it. Next is an anthology by Ellen O, who is the creator of We Need Diverse Books, and that is called Flying Lessons and Other Stories, and it has a lot of great diverse authors with short stories in the book, you know, in anthology, and definitely check this one out. I do have a link down below to all of these books if they sound up your alley. Next is the book Whenever I'm With You by Lydia Sharp, and this follows Gabby, who moves to Alaska to live with her dad, and she feels kind of hopeless, like new kid, bumbling, awkward, and until she meets a boy named Kai, and he sort of like introduces her to his family, and then all of a sudden Kai goes missing, and so Kai's twin brother Hunter decides to go on a road trip with Gabby to find him because they believe he is searching for their father, who has been gone for many years. And it's kind of sounding like there's gonna be like a little bit of a love triangle, like a brother love triangle thing, which I'm always game for. So yeah, I'm a huge Vampire Diaries fan, so I'm a sucker for it, so like I'm gonna be picking that one up, I think. This next book sounds so mind-blowingly cool and like my ultimate dream. And this book is The Book Jumper by Mechthild Glaser. I'm so sorry. I think it's translated from Italian, I believe, so I'm sorry I can't pronounce it correctly. But basically this is about a girl named Amy who goes to live with her grandmother, and she finds out that she has this ability to jump into the worlds that are in the books that are in her grandmother's library. But the twist is someone keeps stealing the books that she visits, and they kind of want to kill her. So it's got suspense, action, and I'm really excited to read this one. Next is Freeks by Amanda Hocking, and she has written the Canaan Chronicles, if you have read those. It's about a freak show, about a carnival. A girl joins in. There's more to it than meets the eye, is what I'm gathering, so Freeks. The next book on the list is The Cursed Queen, or Cursed, however you want to say it, by Sarah Fine, and this is book 2 in the Imposter Queen series. Now, I've personally never read this series or the first book, but I don't want to spoil it for anyone, and I don't want to spoil it for myself, so I didn't read the synopsis. But if you want to learn more about it, read it from the link down below. The next book is Flicker and Mist by Merrie G. Thompson, and it follows Myra, who's a Flicker kin, and that means that she can become invisible at will, and it sounds like there is a lot of like political, like royal drama that goes along with it. She has a relationship with the leader of their group's son, and it sounds really interesting. So the next book is Lost Girls by Merrie Destefano. The premise is one night Rachel goes missing, and she is not the first girl in this town to go missing, but she is the first one to come back. And so there's obviously some mystery about what's happening to these girls, and it becomes her mission to find out where the rest of these lost girls are and sort of rediscover herself after such a tragic thing has happened to her. So the next book on the list is Because of the Sun by Jenny Torres Sanchez, and this book follows Danny, who lives with her mother, who she seems like she doesn't care that much about Danny, and one day Danny's mother is killed, apparently violently, and she is sent to live with her aunt in New Mexico, and while she's dealing with the grief, she meets a boy named Paolo in New Mexico, and they both reconnect and help each other grieve and figure out life. So that sounds good too. So this next one sounds really awesome. It is Life in a Fishbowl by Len Blahos. And it follows Jackie, who has just found out that her father has a terminal brain tumor, and he decides to start auctioning off his life on eBay, and apparently there are some interesting bidders that kind of tear the family apart by who's bidding on what, and it's told from different people in the family, and apparently chapters of it are told from her dad's brain tumor. So I don't think I've ever read a chapter told from the point of view of a brain tumor before, so that sounds really interesting, and I definitely want to check that one out. The next book on the list is Flower by Elizabeth Craft and Shay Olsen. The main character talks about how their mom and sister made everything about sex, apparently, and that they would never let a boy get in the way of things until they meet Tate, who is a pop star and giving her lots of attention. So if it is your secret dream to have a member of One Direction, one of the people that are left, RIP, then maybe that one is for you. And finally on the list, I can't believe we have reached the end. I feel like I've been talking for 5 years. I'm sorry if it has felt like that to you too. I think I will learn how to be more succinct in these as the year goes on. This next book is called The Truth of Now by Carolee Corthron, and it follows, like the tagline is, 2 teenagers in New York in a heartbreakingly tragic love story about growing up and the wreckage of relationships, something like that. Something to that tune. And I know the main guy is from Trinidad, and I think there is a bit of commentary on race also within the novel. So if that sounds like your jam, and I'm doing a horrible job of explaining it, I'm realizing, because I have reached the end and I think I've described 17 books to this point. So yeah, the link to that is down below, and I promise I will get better at these. And if you are still watching, thank you. I really, really appreciate it. Also, if you are still watching, you get a little bit of a heads up. This week, I'm going to be doing a little giveaway for one of these bad boys to be in your hands. This is my book. I have just received the advanced reader copies in the mail in the last couple weeks, and I'm so excited for you guys to start getting your hands on it. So be on the lookout. It'll probably be posted on Twitter first, so if you don't already follow me on Twitter, the link down to that is down below, and all of the links to the books that I mentioned are down below also. Thank you guys for sticking around if you have till the end, and as always, thank you for stopping by my little book nook of the internet, and I will see you next time. Bye.